Your intuition is this amazing thing that you've been gifted to help you navigate your life. It's like a compass that's inside of you. It is extremely powerful, it's spot on, and it will help you to move in directions that work best for you, right? But you got to trust it. So most people can feel their intuition, they can sense it inside, they know when it rears up and tells them to move away from something or to move into something, but it all comes down to being willing to trust in it. That's what I'm going to help you with today. So there are two particular things that you can do to help yourself trust your own intuition. We're going to, one, look at breaking down the blocks that stop you from trusting your intuition in the first place, as well as build up the side of you that will trust your intuition. So we're going to come at it from two different angles. So first, let's talk about the blocks to trusting your intuition. There are three that are really common. The first one is fear, okay? Fear that your intuition might be wrong, fear that you'll follow your intuition and you'll risk something or lose something, fear that you'll trust your intuition and you'll fail at something, that basically some kind of Armageddon is going to happen if you trust your intuition. Now I'm going to put a link with this video to my ultimate guide to overcoming fear, as well as my 2-hour free online class, Overcoming Fear. So that is going to totally nail everything in terms of you moving past and getting over any fear of risk of failure, things going wrong. And what you want to know about fear when it comes to trusting your intuition is that your intuition is usually going to lead you to move outside of your comfort zone, maybe to move away from things that are familiar, maybe they're not good for you anymore, maybe it's going to draw you into doing something new that is good for you. Very natural for fear to rear up in those circumstances. Very natural for you to feel afraid because you don't know what's going to happen. That's part of life. We can't predict the future. We don't have a crystal ball. All we can do is do our best to navigate with the navigational tools that we've got, including our intuition. So what you want to know is that if you're afraid to trust your intuition, that's very human, it's very natural, and it doesn't have to stop you. So make use of that ultimate guide to overcoming fear. Make use of that free online class and use that to take control of the fear so that you diminish the intensity of it, because fear is actually quite powerful. It can be used as a fuel to motivate you and move you forward if you know how to work with it. It's just when it gets crippling and intense and you don't understand your fear that it can take you over and stop you from trusting your intuition. The second block that we want to break down in terms of helping you to trust your intuition is that sometimes people feel it's selfish to follow their intuition. Quite often we are conditioned to pay more attention to what other people need, what other people want, what other people's expectations are of us, to serve the needs of others, to please others. And if your intuition is calling you in a direction which may have an impact on other people, you're moving away from something and people aren't happy about it, or you're moving into something and people aren't happy about it, you worry how that's going to impact them. What happens is it's very easy to draw this connection. If I do what is good for me and what my intuition tells me, and that isn't what others want, then I'm selfish. What you want to know is this: following your intuition is never, with a capital N, selfish. Ever. Bar no circumstance whatsoever. Because when you follow your intuition, it's for your highest good. In some way, it's for your mental, emotional, or physical well-being. For some reason, it's calling you to do something for your own happiness. No one is harmed when you move into your greatest well-being mentally, emotionally, physically, when you move into your happiness. And no one is served by you staying stuck and ignoring those things. If your intuition is pulling you, drawing you to do something that's good for you, it means that something about where you're at right now is a little out of balance, is not quite in sync, you're not quite aligned. It doesn't mean there's an issue, but it means something greater is possible for you. No one is benefiting when you stay stuck in that. Definitely not you, and not others around you. Even though others may not like what you do when you follow your intuition, it doesn't mean it's not good for them too. Nobody really likes change. Most of us resist change, okay? And even if on the surface people seem resistant to the change that you're creating, what you want to know is that the whole thrives when each individual part thrives. Meaning the collective and all the people involved in your life thrive when you thrive. Even if in their mind they're resistant, fearful, or they're concerned with their own needs first and foremost. From a bigger picture perspective, in the long run, while people might not like like it in that moment, in the long run, it will serve everybody. And let's talk now about the third block that we want to break down that stops you trusting your intuition, so there's nothing standing in your way anymore. The third one that I commonly see, other than fear and people thinking it might be selfish to follow their intuition, is that sometimes people feel it's a bit irresponsible to follow their intuition. People are much more conditioned to trust in and believe in and follow facts, evidence, physical reality, something they can pin their hat on, something that they feel is more grounded. People are not used to harnessing this sixth sense, right? It's a feeling. And sometimes the way that we're raised and conditioned is to think that feelings aren't that valid, or trusting in something that's just a feeling is not a very smart thing to do, and you're much better to be rational, logical, and analytical and use facts. And that's valid, but it's not the complete picture of who you are. It's not the complete picture of how you navigate your life. There is a reason you have intuition. It didn't just get coded into you when you were born for fun, right? You have mind and you have heart, okay? You have this physical body and your personality and your rational thinking, logical capability, and you have this sixth sense, this soul aspect of who you are, this nudging feeling thing that comes through you that sometimes doesn't seem to make sense to you, and sometimes it may not even line up with your rational logical mind. But the point is this: you don't have intuition for no reason. What you have to do is give yourself permission to listen to it and follow it, to say, you know what, other people might have conditioned me to think that it's not that responsible just to make decisions based on a feeling, but I don't want to live that way. Like, I know that my intuition is there for a reason, so I'm willing to trust it. And to change your mindset to this: it is responsible for me to follow my intuition. It is part of my job in life to listen to my feelings because they help me to navigate. That's why I've got them. And it's actually irresponsible to ignore how I feel. If I want to be powerful and own my life, the most important thing I can do is to place emphasis, weight, and validity, not just on my mind, but on my intuitive sense. Now, all those three things that I've talked about, those blocks, fear, feeling like it might be selfish, and feeling irresponsible, those are all things that are coming from within your mind. So what you want to do is you want to reprogram yourself, rewire yourself to know how to manage fear and use it to your advantage, to change your mind about something being selfish or you being irresponsible, and to code yourself to want to move in the direction of your intuition. You do that by taking control of your thoughts and your beliefs. I will put links below this video to help you with that. If you want to powerfully take control of your mind, you can join me for one of my Master Your Mind programs. I'll put a link to that. You can follow it through. That is a 6-week program where we do one thing. We master your mind. We take complete control of it, shifting your beliefs, getting rid of everything that doesn't serve you, taking control of negative thinking, honing you and wiring you in a direction that is powerful so you can live from a paradigm, a mindset that completely works for you, not against you. Now, we've talked about the blocks to trusting your intuition and how we can break those down. Now I want to talk about how to build you up, build up the things that will allow you to trust your intuition. So obviously, if you're not trusting your intuition, it means you're not trusting yourself. So the one thing we want to build up is your self-trust. I want you to start today by having a powerful self-talk dialogue with yourself. And I want you to say it, I want you to mean it, and I want you to feel it. I trust myself. I trust my gut. I trust my instinct. I trust my intuition. I trust the feelings that I have. I know what is good for me. I move in a direction that feels right to me. I know what I'm doing. I trust my choices. I make great decisions. I trust in the path that I'm taking. I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition. You have got to have that kind of dialogue with yourself. If you have the opposite kind of dialogue, then it's not going to help you to trust your intuition. So you just want to know that you've broken down these other blocks, but you have to build yourself up. You have to build up your own trust in yourself and in your intuition, and it's only going to come when you take control of your mind, and powerful self-talk will help you to do that. I'm going to give you a couple more tips now on trusting your intuition. You know, once you've got control of your mind and you're like, yes, I trust my intuition, yes, I really believe in it, and yes, I feel the freedom to go with it, what you want to know is you got to act on it. You know what builds trust in a relationship between two people is not words and not belief, it's actions, right? I show you that you can trust me by my actions. You show me that I can trust you by your actions. Old saying, words cheap, action is everything. So you want to think about that with you and your relationship with yourself. your relationship with your intuition. You want to act on your intuition so that you have demonstrated evidence that you can build that trust and relationship from it. What happens is you listen to your intuition, you notice a small step you could take, one small action. You move in that direction, you realize you're still okay, everything's okay. You notice that you've made some progress, you feel like you're more trusting in it because you're still in one piece and you have stepped forward, and you start to build this muscle of trust. What happens is that in retrospect, when you've acted on your intuition and you see the results in your life, you will begin to create evidence for yourself of why you should trust your intuition, of why it serves you, of the fact that your intuition will always lead you somewhere valuable. Notice I didn't say somewhere good. I said somewhere valuable, because here's the thing. Intuition can lead you in a direction where you get triggered into learning and growth, or it could lead you into a great possibility and opportunity, could lead you into a great relationship, could lead you into some type of challenge you need in order to evolve and grow so that you can live the life of your dreams, so you can live your highest potential. I don't know about you, but I want that. And so when my intuition leads me into something, if it feels a bit uncomfortable, I'm okay, because I say to myself in my head, even if I'm a little bit uncomfortable, something amazing is available here for me because my intuition led me here. But to get to that kind of relationship with your intuition, you've got to start acting on it so you can build that trust. And finally, if you're thinking, I don't even know if this feeling I've got is intuition, how do I tell the difference between intuition and other feelings? I'm going to put a link to a video I did on that, and I'll just give you one really simple quick tip. Intuition is not a flight of fancy. It's not something that comes and then tomorrow it's gone and it's changed, and then next week you feel totally different about it. It's something that has a consistent underlying nudge. And what you want to do is, if you don't know if it's intuition, write down what you're sensing. Come back and revisit it next week and ask yourself, do I still feel that same nudge? Ask yourself the next week, do I still feel that same nudge? Intuition won't change. It might evolve, but the core message it's sending you is not going to change. The core message of leave this relationship, it's time to change jobs, I need to take control of my finances, it's time to move locations, I need to XYZ, whatever, it's not going to change. It's going to be consistent and solid. So just use that as a tip to help you decipher between whether it's intuition or other feelings. So I hope this has been helpful for you as a way to start to build the trust in your own intuition. It's a process. It's not like taking a quick fix pill. You have to participate in your life. You have to work with it. You have to prioritize it. It's something that I want you to focus on, because when you start to trust your intuition, your life will begin to change. You're no longer run by your mind. You are more balanced and complete. Remember, you are mind, body, spirit, or mind, body, soul. You're not just mind. And you're not just body. So you want to be able to develop that other part of yourself, start to really live as an integrated human being, and great things become possible for you when you actually partner with your intuition. You'll start to see really positive changes in your life. If this has been helpful and you're here on social media, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're here on my website, please do join my email list. I share a lot of offers and events and information, other free tips, tools and resources on email every week with my community. And I am looking forward to sharing more daily inspiration with you really soon.